Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we are going to look at Old Grandad Bonded. It's a high rye mash bill, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, 100 proof, bonded, so bottled and bond. So again, meets all the requirements of the bottled and bond category. Let's get into this bottle here. See what we have going on. So high rye mash bill. I expect some of those rye flavors to come out, some of that rye spice. Yeah, let's see where we end up here. It's not as viscous as I would have expected, but kind of a budget bourbon, ringing in at $19.39 for this bottle. So under $20 for 100 proof whiskey, not a bad deal. Definitely a budget whiskey. In the glass, we got vanilla and corn dust. Not a super high corn dust, but definitely corn dust. Just the slightest apple in there and oak. So actually quite a bit going on in the nose, which I can appreciate. On the palate, woo! So it goes retronasal on you very quickly. So very ethanol forward and very spicy. So you got the rye spice mixing with a high ethanol content, kind of driving that spice forward in the flavor profile. 100 proof, so 50% ABV. We're gonna have to get back into that one. Try and slow it down here. The flavor profile went pretty quick, so I'll try and slow it down. Okay, so second sip, the ethanol did not hit me as hard. It was kind of a dulled caramel, and then it went into a sweet, like an apple flavor. And that was kind of the beginning and middle, and then the ethanol picked up in the middle, and it went to oak right away. And then that oak tannin finished off with a light pepper and ethanol. So the flavor profile is sweet, builds up, apple, light fruit in that middle, hit the ethanol, come back down, you got pepper and oak, and then the prolonged aftertaste is pepper with an underlying sweet, like a caramel sweetness to it. It's pretty good. I'm not finding the rye characteristics I was hoping to find. Other than that spice, I don't really get that floral or black licorice or anything like that in there. Now, I do not know what the mash bill is on this. So high rye bourbon, so it's at least 51% corn. Let's go to the extreme end of that. If it was 51% corn and 49% rye, sure, it's probably in the mid 20s for rye. So I would suspect that it's like 60 something percent corn, 20 something percent rye, and then a little bit of barley in there. But if you dig deep on the nose, you might pick out kind of that herbal rye nose the more that I sit with it. And maybe it's just the power of suggestion, but now on that sip, it was very herbal sweet, so very rye flavored forward. So maybe I just had to let it open up a bit more, but it tasted like a minor case type rye where it was very candy sweet herbal forward. Then it still moved into that apple middle. And then kind of a sweet caramel vanilla finish underlaying that pepper spice. So really a very, very nice bourbon. For a high rye bourbon, definitely like it. Kind of blends in those characteristics, maybe not hitting the mark as well as I had hoped, but you sit with it for a while, it opens up a little bit, and it really starts to bring forward some of those rye characteristics. So if you're a rye fan, maybe check out some Old Granddad Bonded 100 proof. And it really is. I got a bunch of thoughts jumbled around my brain right now, but it really is a nice whiskey, and it goes outside of the bourbon lines as it opens up. It starts classic bourbon with a little bit more spice than perhaps normal, but starts to move away from that. So there you go. Old Granddad, what did I say it was? $19.39 here locally. Please drop in the comments down below what you can find a bottle for in your area. It meets kind of the budget criteria, but it's a nice drinker. I highly encourage you to go pick it up if any of those flavors sound like something you might be interested in. Pick up a bottle of Old Granddad Bonded if you have not had the opportunity so far. Like I said, it's a high rye mash bill, so if you're a rye fan, maybe check it out. Let it sit for a couple of minutes, let it open up, then go exploring if you are in that rye category, or take a sip, then let it sit and open up, and then compare the two flavor profiles that you get out of it. Yeah, what else? That's probably all I got to say. $19.39 here locally, and I appreciate you for watching this. And if you're subscribed, awesome. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel. We'll catch you in the next video. Have yourselves a great day.